Assalamualaikum. Today I will talk about fact of the case. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Malaysia's tourism industry faced major disruption due to the implementation of the Movement Control Order. This measure required the temporary closure of tourism business such as hotel, theme parks and other hospitality service to curb the virus spread. While necessary for public health, this closure significantly impact the economy and livelihoods within the sectors. In July 2020, the government allowed business to reopen under strict standard operating procedure to ensure public safety. The SOP include measures like regular sanitization, enforcing social distancing and health checks for the visitor. Compliance with these guidelines was critical for preventing the resurgence of the virus while enabling business to resume operations. Tourism operators were held legally responsible for following the SOP to safeguard customers and avoid legal liabilities. This regulation acted as mandatory standards of care, ensuring that business provide a safe environment for their visitors. By adhering to these rules, operators not only protected public health but helped restore confidence in Malaysia's tourism industry as it begins its recovery. Tourism business in Malaysia were required to ensure the safety of all visitors during the post-movement control order period. This duty of care extended to everyone on their premise, whether they were paying customer, licenses, or even trespasser. Adhering to the standard operating procedure was critical to minimize health risks and maintain the trust of visitors. Failure to comply with this SOP could result in serious consequences for business operators. Non-compliance not only exposed business to legal liabilities but also risks harming their reputation and eroding public confidence in the safety of Malaysia's tourism industry. This underlined the importance of strictly following the prescribed health and safety measures. By ensuring compliance with SOP, business play a vital role in rebuilding Malaysia's tourism sector. These efforts were not just about fulfilling legal obligations, but also about protecting public health and reassuring visitors. Compliance demonstrated a commitment to safety and was key to restoring public trust and confidence during the recovery period.
Now, I will discuss two main issues related to our case study on the application of standard care during the Post-Movement Control Order MCO in Malaysia's tourism industry. These issues are crucial for understanding the legal responsibilities of hospitality businesses during the COVID-19 pandemic. First, let's look at the standard of care required from occupiers. Occupiers are individuals or businesses that manage hospitality venues such as hotels, restaurants, and entertainment facilities. They have a legal duty to ensure that their premises are safe for all visitors. This duty means they must follow specific health guidelines set by the government known as the SOP. This procedure include measures like social distancing, regular sanitization, and capacity limits. During health crises like COVID-19, this safety standard become even more critical. The law expects occupiers to take extra precautions to protect their guests from potential harm. If an occupier fails to meet this safety standard and a visitor gets sick or injured as a result, they can be held legally responsible. This could lead to serious consequences, including lawsuits for negligence. Now, let's discuss the legal consequences for not following SOP. If an occupier does not comply with the required safety measures, they face significant legal risks. This can include being sued for negligence if a visitor contracts COVID-19 due to unsafe conditions on their property. Additionally, regulatory authorities have the power to impose fines on businesses that do not adhere to health regulations. In severe cases, they may even revoke a business license to operate. This legal repercussion put immense pressure on businesses in the hospitality sector. They must strictly follow SOP not only to protect their customers but also to safeguard their own operation and financial viability. It's important to note that if customers or visitors fail to follow this SOP as well, it can create new risks and potentially lead to further clusters of infection. In conclusion, these issues highlight the critical importance of maintaining high safety standards in the hospitality sector during challenging times like a pandemic. By adhering to health guidelines and ensuring a safe environment for visitors, businesses can protect themselves from legal liabilities while contributing to public health efforts.
Given the significant impact of the case on the tourism industry and the high value of damages claim, the High Court is the appropriate forum for resolving such disputes. The High Court's decision ensures a robust interpretation of the Tourism Industry Act 1992 and provides clear guidance for industry compliance moving forward. The judgment serves as a precedent for future cases involving statutory obligation and SOP enforcement in Malaysia's tourism sector. It underscores the importance of complying with statutory regulations to avoid liability, emphasizing that failure to do so can result in significant legal and financial consequences. The Tourism Industry Act 1992 imposes legal obligation on occupiers in the tourism sector to adhere regulatory standards, including SOPs introduced to post-movement control or the MCO. So failure to comply with these SOPs constitutes a breach of the statutory duty, making the occupier liable for any foreseeable harm that results. So, in this case, the court held the occupier liable for negligence under the provisions of the Tourism Industry Act 1992. So, the court emphasized that SOP adherence is not merely a guideline but a legal obligation integral to public safety and the smooth operation of the tourism industry.
For the first point, duty of care. Occupiers must ensure their premises are safe for legal visitors, including contractual entrance, invites, and license negligence in maintaining safety, such as non-compliance with SOPs, breach this duty. For the second point, SOP compliance. SOP compliance was made mandatory under public health directives to prevent transmission. Legal cases indicated that breaching these SOPs constitutes negligence or even breach of statutory duty. For the last point, foreseeability. Harm such as COVID-19 transmission is reasonably foreseeable if SOPs are not adhered to. This creates a direct link between the occupier's negligence and visitor harm. This is as supported by Donald V. Stevenson.
The last but not least, the COVID-19 pandemic emphasized the importance of maintaining safe environments, especially in the tourism sector. Tourism operators in Malaysia were legally required to follow strict SOP under the Tourism Industry Act 1992 to protect public health. Failure to comply with this measure not only pose risks to visitors, but also expose operators to legal claims for negligence or breach of statutory duty. The courts have clarified that compliance with SOP is not optional; it is a legal obligation. Operators are expected to foresee risks such as COVID-19 transmission and take reasonable steps to prevent harm. This case serves as a reminder that business must prioritize safety and compliance to protect visitors, avoid legal and financial consequences, and rebuild public trust in the tourism industry. Thank you.